its appearance. It had the curvatures of a woman, but her eyes had pitch black corneas and white pupils, the opposite of a human. However, the real distinction was that they were sideways like cat eyes, which reminded him of the frogs his science teacher had forced him to dissect in middle school. He gauged her to be about 6 feet tall and noticed that she had thin black tendrils on her head instead of hair, which she had tied back. Her armor radiated its own dazzling light and was mostly royal blue with white accents and silver-colored painting. Her pants were white with blue stripes that ran up her thigh and accentuated her curves. Alex dropped the baseball bat and gasped for air. He backed himself up against the wall as he prayed for the power to phase through. But the best he could do was look around for something to grab onto so he wouldn't fall down from the shock. He was either looking at the best Halloween costume he had ever seen, or there was a real-life alien in front of him.
I have not the time nor patience for this, so listen well. I am known as Shira, from a distant planet world called Kaurin.
With speed faster than Alex could react to, she closed the gap between them and grabbed his forearm.
I have come here to prepare your race for fight. Now let us go.
Her skin was clammy but warm, not like anything he had ever felt before. Whoa, what? You're hurting my arm. Let go of me, Alex said.
Either your race is slow to learn or unable to grasp the concept of total annihilation. But if we do not act now, trust me when I say you will perish. Tanaku means to kill you off, but it still may be possible to save your kind.
Shira said. Zena, what? How do you even... Alex stared, but his ability to form complex sentences escaped him at the moment.
Do I look to be in a gaming mood?
She let go of his arm and let out a deep, frustrated sigh. Negotiations clearly were not her strong suit.
I know you're scared, human, but we have not the time. This is your life from now on, like it or not. Now we must go and prepare for training.
I'm not going anywhere with you. Just stay back, okay? Alex couldn't find his bearings.
What did you say to me? Did you not hear what I said?
Oh no, I heard you. Now it's your turn to hear me. That is the best damn cosplay I've ever seen, but if you don't get out of my run, I'm calling the cops.
Why, you insolent little... To die for your planet is the line of duty is a great honor.
Die, he thought to himself. He was nowhere near ready to die. Grandpa! Alex tried to scream, but the creature threw her hands over his mouth to muffle the cry before he could finish.
I sincerely hope it is not always going to be like this with you.
Shira removed her hand from his mouth. Allow me to show you why am I...
You ready, Reddit? Keep going.
Allow me to show you why I'm here, Shira approached. Alex like someone meeting a dog for the first time. Hesitant, her hand slowly got closer to Alex's forehead. Alex began to sweat, frozen in place from fear. He clamped his eyes shut as he prepared for the end, but only felt her slightly coarse skin on his forehead. In an instant, a flash of light blinded his vision, but he was okay. Much to his relief, the alien was gone. That's it. I'm never taking aspirin again. He got up from his bed to see if his grandpa was still awake. Even he would love a crazy hallucination like that. But it was too quiet. Alex slowly walked down the steps and saw that the TV was blown and smoking. Grandpa Henry? He cautiously said. But there was no answer. On the last step, Alex could see his grandfather's head sticking up from the couch. He must already be asleep, he thought to himself, as he walked over to wake his grandpa. Grandpa, you're not going to believe the dream. But when he saw, his grandfather had been stabbed and cleaved open. As if having been carved like a turkey wasn't bad enough, there was a single bullet hole centered on his forehead. Oh my God, Grandpa, what the hell is this? Alex felt powerless and paralyzed. His grandfather was dead because he hadn't been there for him. Alex heard the back door to his house slam and immediately looked up. The murderer was still close. Alex clenched his fist and went off running to the door. He saw only a darkened figure run out toward the street. Alex stayed in pursuit but couldn't make out who it was. He quickly made it to the streets, but his neighborhood looked different. Fires were scattered sporadically across the area, and a row after row of two-story houses had been partially blown up. The streets lay to ruins. He ran forward, not knowing if the trail of destruction was the right path, but praying he would get answers at its end. His heart pounded out of his chest faster than it ever had before. Tremors of crippling fear ran down his spine, and his legs would not stop moving. The image of his gutted grandfather was all the drive he needed. He persisted halfway down the street when suddenly an ear-shattering whistling stopped him in his tracks. He looked up and again watched a small black orb with a fire-lit tail descend to the ground. On impact, the orb exploded. A loud crack went off in the distance, and a mushroom cloud emanated from its location. Alex was distraught. It looked as if World War III had started without him knowing it. The light from the explosion faded at the night sky, blotting out any stars from sight. The only thing visible were dozens of gigantic black motherships, the likes of which he had never seen. In seconds, the blast brought a shockwave and blinding light that vaporized Alex in seconds. He snapped back to reality in a cold sweat, gasping for air, unsure of what was real or fake.